In today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about club feet. I have Diego here who has a club foot, and we're going to take a look at his feet, go over the differences, and you're going to get to see him get his hooves trimmed. If you're new here, my name is Brandi, and this channel is all about horses and my journey with horsemanship. So if you want to learn more about horses or follow my journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Okay, so here's Diego's front feet. And I'm going to get a side view as well. So let's see if you can tell the difference between them and point out, if you know which foot is the club foot, leave a comment below. Here's the side view of the left front. Side view of the right front. Here's the bottom of Diego's left foot, and this is before his trim, and it has been 6 weeks since his trim. And here's his right front foot. I'm going to try to kind of show you a couple different angles. And again, this is before his trim. Okay, all right. Now, if you guessed the left front foot as his club foot, you are correct. Can you see, and this is a great shot right here, can you see how the left front foot is a little bit more upright than the right foot? So the angle is a little bit steeper on that foot. So if you look at it, here, you can see the angle. Okay, now Amy's gonna explain a little bit. Amy is trimming Diego's feet, and she's gonna explain a little bit.
So if you look at the heel height on him, his heel height is about 1 5/8 on from the collateral groove depth at the back of the heel, 1 5/8 on the club foot.
Okay, now let's take a look at the other one. Now, can you just tell by looking at a horse that they're a club foot, or do you have to go by measurements?
No, you can a lot of times tell. His is not as severe as some horses. So he is 1 1/2. So it's only 1/8 difference,
Okay.
basically.
Yep.
But the this foot is a lot wider. It's
So
more round.
His heels are not as contracted on this
Yeah,
side as they are
yeah.
on the other. So, and can you point out the heel?
This is the heel.
So that area is wider on the normal hoof. And
So
we'll
let's
take a
just
look at
measure
the club
that just
too.
to see 7 centimeters between heel purchase to heel purchase.
Okay, now let's go take a look at the other side. I'll just go right underneath here. In the club foot,
It is just off by, it's 6 1/2.
okay.
So it's like a 1/2 centimeter narrower here.
So you can see that heel is just a little bit closer than on the other one.
Yep. It's not quite, so he's 12 centimeters wide on this foot. This other foot was 12 1/2 centimeters.
Okay.
So this foot is just a little more contracted here. We'd like it to expand more. We want him to use these heels more. So we got to take them down just a tad. You don't want to take them down so far. Like you only want to go about 1/4 inch at a time. So we can take him down. We'll probably take him down about this far.
Cool. And we'll watch you trim. So this horse, just to give you a background on him, he is a 16-year-old horse. He gets a lot of exercise, and he's been used for all-around youth at horse shows. So he's done a little bit of everything from Western pleasure to jumping to equitation to speed events. But his main job was barrel racing, or is barrel racing. So he really loves jumping and barrel racing. He's a very athletic horse. So this club foot has not slowed him down the slightest bit. And frequent trims and being trimmed in a manner to help this foot has really been a huge benefit.
If we were to take these heels down to the same measurement as the other horse, he'd be lame.
Yes.
So we just kind of go with the foot that nature gave him.
So you trim each hoof individually. You're not
Yep.
trimming them all. So a lot of people think that they have to be trimmed at a certain angle, and that sort of thing. So, but you're trimming based on the individual hoof and more from the bottom of the hoof than the
Right.
looking at the outside of the hoof.
And we have a goal in mind, like feet that I work on that are deformed. Our goal is to get them to be a certain angle, and the heels to be a certain height, and the hoof to be a certain shape. But you can't do it all in one trim, or you'll lame them. So we just want to keep them sound and tweak it a little at a time. He's got some bruising on these heels.
Now, what causes bruising on their heels?
Man, it could be anything. Walking on ice.
Frozen mud?
Yeah, that's my guess, because he doesn't work on a hard surface. The other thing that I do with a club is I just give a little bevel on this heel to encourage him to use the back of his heel. I don't want to take the height down necessarily, but that encourages him to use the whole back of the foot. Right now, this is where his heel height is, but this will encourage him to use the whole back of his foot. When a horse walks, you want to encourage them to use the back of the foot, and that develops this frog, and underneath the frog is called a digital cushion, and he's really thick. That's really nice and healthy, so that tells us that he is using that foot properly. 12 and a half. So that's basically what I'll do there.
Now, as far as food goes, this horse, for a diet, he is on a large dry lot, so there's plenty of room to run, and he's out 24/7. He does not have access to grass, but he has free choice hay available 24/7 grass hay, and he gets Nutrena Equine Senior for grain.
So now we're at 1.5 inches. Just want to check the height. He's at 3/4 of an inch at the apex of the frog and 1.5 inches at the back of the frog, or the heels. So this is pretty much how we've kept him sound with this foot here.
Okay, sound and very athletic at that.
Yeah. I mean, he's so easy as far as a club foot goes. There's some club feet that
Are bad.
are so clubbed. But I think what's kept him healthy is the fact that he gets ridden
Yes.
and he's not just standing around. There's one horse that I trimmed. The club foot is so clubbed, and then what happens is the horse only wants to put this regular foot forward, so then what you get is this high-low syndrome.
Yeah.
Where the one foot is always stretched like this, so the heels get crushed, and this one is always back, and the heels just keep getting
Taller and taller.
taller and taller, and the horse gets more and more unbalanced. Frequent trims could help it, but that just doesn't work for everybody, so just do what you can.
So now this is the normal foot.
Because we're doing these trims at 6-week intervals, I don't really have to take any height off of this foot. You want to keep the wall about 1/8 inch above the sole.
Now with him, okay, so some horses need to be trimmed more frequently.
Yes.
And some not as often. Our horses get ridden a lot, so I feel like they naturally wear their feet down quite a bit from that.
Yeah, they do. This is one of the best barns to trim at because you guys ride your horses, you feed them right, you get them trimmed regularly. So I don't have to come in here and every time I trim have to totally reset the whole foot again.
Yeah, you're not having.
It's like I can just maintain what's working good for them.
And no video would be complete without Clover. Okay, now she's doing the front of the hoof.
So basically what we're doing is putting a little bevel on this wall. And the reason we do it is it makes the hoof wall a little stronger. If you think about my rasp handle, it's beveled. The reason is if it was cut straight off, start doing that and it would splinter. And the hoof is the same thing. It has fibers that run in there, but if you put a little bevel on it, it gives it a little strength.
So that was his regular, or his normal hoof. Now we'll do the... Now is a club foot a genetic thing, do you think, or just like something that just happens?
I personally think, I mean, it could be genetic, but I personally feel that most of them happen when they're younger, whether they happen from an injury that they just never quite rehab,
And
or
develop properly?
physical rehab that leg to be able to stretch as far forward. The pastern angle here is a little steeper, so the hoof is always going to follow the angle of the pastern if you trim the horse right.
Okay.
So are these ligaments and tendons contracted a little? Is that what caused it? I don't know, but for more information on that, go to hoofrehab.com and they have a link on either high-low syndrome or club feet. And there's a lot of good information in there, but I know enough to just keep this horse sound and not how to rehab him so he doesn't have a club foot, but keep him moving. Hello?
She's whistling Dixie with her butt. Okay, so here is Diego post-trim. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment below and let me know if you've ever had to deal with a horse with a club foot before. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.